This is RF from Country Lunch. Let's get back with part two of our interview with CM from London.
Hmm.
you know. But yeah, basically, you know, it, it's kind of like it's things are not as simple as they made it out to be.
It's like,
Okay, so yeah, so now it's in the preliminaries of the situation, and obviously with the there's a lot of money in stakes. There's a lot of changes are involved on both sides, Europe and England. So yeah, it's not as simple as just
is that like Democrat and Republican? They-
yeah, and strangely, you got that kind of system, and who saved it? The liberals that kind of made the biggest change of all. It's kind of a strange situation. Like, I couldn't think of it.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just like any politics. The English is a little bit more complicated because they make it a little bit more complicated. It's actually they made it complicated. It's not really as complicated. They just made it into a complicated situation. So it's kind of blame, blame, blame. It's always about pointing
No,
fingers
I
in
yeah,
politics.
yeah, I know what you're saying.
How are the
Yeah.
other countries in Europe taking this? Is there any sort of Brexit in other countries, or is it all cool over there in Europe?
Well, obviously the European Union is not perfect, so a lot of poorer countries joined the union, but it's kind of like basically taking out a credit card and not paying the bill. So keep borrowing, and never paying it. So that put a lot of strain on the union as well. So some countries benefited from it by doing that, and some countries that were lending the money out actually not doing too good because they owe the money and there's never going to be paid back. You see, so it has its good sides and bad sides as far as that answering that question. Some countries, it's all right, to break it down, travel wise, it's not a bad idea. So you get to make a choice where you want to work, make a little bit more money, send the money home, a little bit easier, travel, minus the, complications with the passport checks and blah, blah, so on. But at the same time, um, other countries feel the same way, like, well, why don't we just go back to the old ways? So who knows, really, what's going to happen is um, on this trial period, because this is like all trial, isn't it? The whole European Union, the philosophy came out of an idea to try it. What are the possibilities to make it work? So obviously, when you have more debts falling into, and you have to pay a lot, well, it's time to get out, and that's what England's doing, is getting out because they don't want to end up paying for that and that. Even though it's going to end up paying whatever billion for the divorce bill, so they're going to pay it. Obviously, it's part of the agreement once they leave. But that's a lot of money. So yeah, I mean, eh, it's this is why it's so complicated. If those countries that joined the union were not over borrowed and go into debt and debt and debt, that wouldn't put pressure on the union, and then probably we wouldn't have this Brexit thing. But at the same time, you get mass movement because everybody wants to come to work in England because the money is stronger, the economy is stronger. Even though England is mostly import, not export, but still the money is stronger, so the currency worth more, so they're going to flock here to work. Common sense, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey,
So, yeah.
I got a question. What kind of currency do you use? Do you spend like British currency, or do you spend Euro currency? I mean, is there?
Oh, we use British currency,
Okay.
British pound.
Where does the
But
euro dollar come into it? I mean, what's?
the euro is only in the European Union. So, like France, Germany, Holland, they all have the euro. Like Hungary, they still got their own currency because they haven't switched over yet. You see?
Well-
So not every country has the euro in the union. Some countries still have their own currency still because they haven't switched over.
Well, how could Britain be in the in the European Union and still use its own currency with its people? Locally.
Well, because back several years ago, they decided to keep their own currency. There was no reason to change the currency.
Okay, so this is mostly an international exchange level of lending and borrowing and helping each other.
Well, the problem is when you switch currencies, all right, you lose value, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So if you look at the monetary system, all right, the Great British pound is kind of has quite a lot more weight than the euro, doesn't it? Well, they're pretty close now, but it always used to. You see, so let's say £1 is worth $1.22 and $1.28 American dollar, right, versus £1. If you change it over, now that £1, it's only worth $1.28, 22, whatever it is.
Huh.
You see?
Yeah.
So
Sort of.
it'll cost you that much to buy a pound. So you lose value that way.
What?
This is why they didn't change it.
What?
So if you got $1 million, all of a sudden you're only worth, 800,000.
Well, why can't?
That's a big loss.
That is a big loss.
But why can't we go on one system and get rid of money and work on a merit system or something? Because sooner or later we're not going to be carrying any money. It's going to be working with.
Well, a lot of people don't realize we are doing called it plastic now.
Right. Right.
Everything gets in England. Most everything you pay with a card. You don't really need currency much.
So
still use currency.
Okay. So if you use a card,
everything's paid by card.
right? So if you use
So not by currency. So you go walk into a store. Most people don't even carry money anymore. So yeah, debit card everywhere or credit card. Yeah, nobody gets paid by check anymore either. If you don't have a bank account, you will not get paid.
Okay,
you will not get a job.
So what?
See?
Okay, so what happens is that when no matter where you
Where
are,
in Europe, you could go to work.
I think we're.
Yeah, hey, Chubby, you're starting to cut out there, so
Yeah.
why don't we...
Doesn't matter where you are.
yeah, it sounds like you're playing a musical
So
instrument. there.
you're going to be paying. I'm not playing anything. It's quiet.
I know, but it's
It's the way
coming through
it's
like...
coming through that like that.
Okay, so we're going to cut off the call.
Money. We're talking about money. All of a sudden, violence is playing.
Yeah, right. They probably are listening to this call anyway. So why don't we shut off for today, and we'll talk to you a little bit down the road, okay?
All right, sounds all right.
Okay.
All right, nice talking with you guys.
Yeah,
Take care.
thanks.
Yeah, take care.
Thanks for
Keep-
calling.
No worries.
Keep warm.
And there's no snow here yet.
Yeah, it's summer here. What are you talking about? This is England.
Oh, it's getting ready to snow.
Keep the
I'm kidding.
icicles off your beard.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good day, guys. All right.
Yeah, you have a good day.